Greater autonomy would allow Tobago to make laws in some local regions, such as managing marine parks. However, the current legislation allows Parliament to consider bills submitted by the THA once they've been approved by Cabinet, according to PNM Tobago Council political leader Ancil. However, he claimed that THA or localized issues rarely form part of the Parliament's agenda. More from Kandace Jackson.
Able to make laws in specific local areas such as managing marine parks. However, according to PNM Tobago Council political leader Ancil, the current legislation allows Parliament to consider bills submitted by the THA once the Cabinet approves them.
When you debate that bill and you adopt it in the Assembly, it has to go to Cabinet. And Cabinet will then decide if it gets on the agenda in Parliament. That's what the law says.
Dennis claims that although the law provides it, the Cabinet is not obligated to take THA bills to Parliament.
Because the PNM central government and the Parliament should have no business taking such a legislation to Parliament. That legislation should be dealt with in Tobago by Tobago's government or Tobago's Assembly.
In over 20 years, the only bills Cabinet has taken to Parliament on Tobago's behalf were those aimed at granting the island greater autonomy, but they did not pass. Meanwhile, other bills submitted by the THA included one to establish a localized police force and another to manage marine parks, were never taken forward. Dennis says this is because Parliament remains more focused on national issues.
Our legislations having to do with crime and fixing crime, bill amendment, anti-gang legislation, FATCA legislation, explain your wealth legislation. Those are the things that the Parliament will focus on.
For this reason, Dennis stressed that the PNM will continue championing the push for greater autonomy for Tobago. Meanwhile, the Tobago People's Party shares similar views. However, they have repeatedly stated that until greater autonomy is achieved, the central government must respect all the powers and provisions the Constitution grants to the THA. The TPP also argues that stronger advocacy is needed to ensure that the Cabinet and Parliament consider Tobago's interests. Kandace Jackson, Tobago Updates, Television News.